What is up, Dragon Ballers, and welcome to another Thoughts with Fashbinder, the first one of 2023. Hope everyone's doing well, and thanks for tuning in. How you doing, David? You good?
I'm doing well, thanks. How about you?
Yeah, great, thanks. I have been playing a lot of Dragon Ball lately, and I've had a bit of success. So yeah, I'm really enthusiastic about the game at the moment. So having a good time. And you?
Yeah, I've been good. I've actually been a little cool on Dragon Ball right now. I picked up One Piece, and I've been going to my locals for that. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of novel for me to be able to compete and learn a new game at this point. So I'm enjoying that, and it's a different group of players than my Dragon Ball crowd. There's like maybe half a dozen of us that play both in my locals, but it's nice to make some new friends, and the game's a lot of fun, albeit a little set one-y right now, as
Yeah,
it's
yeah. I
in a
mean,
set one
it's only just
environment.
going on to
Yeah,
set two, right? Isn't it?
in the global release, yeah.
Yeah.
Set two will be out the week after Dragon Ball Worlds.
Oh, okay. All right. So we got a lot to talk about today. So we're going to get straight into it, pretty much. First of all, let's talk about the new set coming out. Are you excited for it?
I am.
What's caught your eye so far?
I really like the Spirit Bomb deck.
Yeah, that looks fun.
It's super thematic, super fun. It works well. Um, and I really like the Android 21.
Yeah.
Tapping down your opponent's resources is really cool.
Yeah,
So,
no, that's a very interesting looking deck. Got a lot of people scared, got a lot of people excited. So yeah, no, it looks to be a great set. And there'll be a collector's version of the box as well. I don't believe we've had any of those images released yet, though, have we?
nope. So the collector's edition it's cool. So you've got alternate foil, alternate art versions of every card. And then you've got the alternate SCRs are really
Ooh,
awesome.
exciting.
Um, and then there's one secret chase card in there,
Oh,
which is even rarer than the SCRs. So
well, so it's not a god rare, but it's just it's a unique card for the collectors.
no, so yeah, it's an alternate art. So I mean, it's not going to be like something
All
that
right, it's a
buy.
card that's
So people that they don't have to buy a $20 pack to try to pull a card for their decks. It's a card that's readily available in the set, but it's a special super alternate version for chasers. So
Ooh,
that's going to be really cool.
that sounds very exciting. Hopefully, we'll.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we'll get some reveals once they've revealed all the cards, or are they just gonna?
I think that's the plan.
Yeah.
I'll have to double check, but we're moving through the reveals now at a good clip. I think.
Yeah, we started a bit slow there, but now it's gone up to.
Well, it started a bit slow because we started the previews earlier than we would have
Yeah,
normally because we didn't want to have so much dead air.
yeah,
Just the
it's so
timing of
much of
everything.
nothing to talk about. Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
that's the price you pay, right?
Yeah, yeah,
If we didn't do that, it would have just been everybody whining where are the previews for the next.
yeah. That's true.
So and then the long-awaited trailer I think finally drops next Friday.
Oh wow, there is
Um,
actually a trailer.
yeah, and the release is a month after that, so I think the release is the 17th. And
Which would be the normal schedule, right?
yeah,
For previewing, yeah. So basically, everyone's just being impatient. That's saying
you
where's
give
the
people a little bit, and they want more. And yes, normally we don't do the reveals before the trailer, so that part is definitely different
yeah.
this time. I haven't seen the trailer. I hope it's good.
I'm sure it will be.
But the set is definitely really good, and it's one of the best products, in my opinion, from a fun standpoint that they've put out in a while.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So we're just getting it and opening it up, and all the decks and all the new concepts are like they're fun, unique, they're playable. So And
Yeah,
I
I
definitely
really like
felt,
the look of Cumber. Actually, it looks like a very
yeah.
interesting dynamic. Going to be a bit of a headache to judge that, I imagine, at some points early on.
I just hope that the players against each other in the mirror matches have different color sleeves.
That's true.
A
That would be
only saving grace there.
that'd be an absolute
Um,
nightmare, wouldn't it? Just
yes, it
taking
would.
each other's cards.
Um,
But yeah.
yes, it would. So, but yeah, the set looks really, really fun. The collector's edition is good. The tournament promos for the set are really good.
Oh, they've
We
not
haven't
been
seen.
released either yet, I believe.
No, we've seen the pre-release promos
Yeah, it
so
was the
far.
Babidi, right? And
hmm
yep,
The Babidi and the Majin Vegeta Z Battle card.
yep,
We've
very
seen the
cool.
premium pack promo, which was the Jiren.
Hmm.
And then we also, don't forget, so we still have two starter decks. We have the collector's version, and we have the TPs. We also have the SPRs to show.
So lots
So
more to
there's a
come.
lot still to show.
Very exciting. We've got a few more. We've had a little preview of the Red Leader, but other than that, we've had nothing from Red. I'm sure you're excited by that, being an Invoker enthusiast, with it being a little hint of blue red.
Invoker and you know stuff like that. It's coming back in a more balanced way. I mean, I've always felt Invoker, if you moved away from that leader from BT9,
Yeah,
had a lot more room to grow.
yeah.
Even
The
when you
leader is
made
quite restrictive on plays, to be fair.
the leaders, how do you add more fuel to that fire? Like, even Android 17, when that promo came out, and I remember discussing that with Bandai before release, and the original intent was, ooh, we want to make it for the other leaders to be able to,
Add
be
Invoker
able to
into
run
their
Invoker,
decks. Yeah,
but
makes sense.
they didn't make it mono red only, which was the plan, I think, at the time. So the whole point
Ah.
was to keep Android 17 away from that Goku leader.
Oh, right.
Um,
Okay.
you
So that
know,
was that makes sense, being the
yeah,
original plan, because they made the errata quite swiftly after it topped an
yeah.
event, I believe. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't know why they didn't errata it to just be mono red only. But hey, whatever. Here we are.
yeah. I mean,
So
all right. So yeah. So I'm quite excited about the new set for sure. Is there's been a lot of talk about rulings and stuff like that.
mhm.
Is there going to be updates to rulings adjacent to the new archetypes, and like stuff with let me think, like Servant, for example? Will this sort of thing be updated?
So there's going to be a rulebook refresh like we've been seeing before most new sets. So that'll clarify a few terms like servant. There's going to be your typical Q&A, for especially there's a lot of interesting cards in here, which means probably some more interesting Q&As. And then we also have the official Judge Discord now. So
Hmm.
we've been answering a lot of ruling questions in that Discord, for those people to be able to take back to their friends and their communities and their shops and all that. So there's going to be a lot of channels to get those answers that people are asking for.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the Discord's a great place, guys. Every judge that's officially passed their test is on that Discord. It's part of the process now. So if you ever do need rulings and you're not sure, like your friend's giving you a ruling and you're not sure about it, feel free to go and ask. There is plenty of us there now that will be willing to answer the questions quickly. So, but yeah, we'll get onto the judge program in a bit because that's been heavily updated. So, yeah, so as David just said, there'll be updates to rulings. So if you have any confusion with new cards and sets, just be a bit patient, and I'm sure it all will be sorted in time. Anything that you have thought of has probably already been noticed by judges and people, so it will all be addressed in
Yeah,
a good time.
let's see. I can actually pull up right here to see if there's any
Yeah,
knowledge we want to drop.
go ahead. Yeah.
So, I mean, the one that I can answer straight away is, I know a lot of people have been asking about Android 21, and does she somehow count the opponent's cards as colorless, or they can be used for anything? No, they still match the color. So if you're tapping down green, you can't use it to pay blue specified.
Yeah,
Um,
similar to the margin Defier, right? From
mhm.
the early sets,
Just like the Majin Defier.
which is a blue card.
So exactly. Um,
But
you know,
one thing to add to that would it work like the margin defier where you cannot pay you can only pay for Android 21s with the
exactly.
yeah.
So there's no confusion there. You're not paying for skill costs with your opponent's cards.
But yeah, just so people know, I mean, not that it's super relevant, but margin defier, you cannot pay skill costs with that card.
Correct.
What's the reason for that, actually, out of curiosity? Is there a stone cold reason that because it doesn't?
I have to double check, and I feel like it's even flip flopped a couple of times in the rule book. I honestly have to go just double check to make sure. Which
no problem.
Right now, I think it might have actually been updated to where you can pay skill costs with margin defier. Obviously, only blue. Required skill costs, but I'll have to double check that, and I'll make a post. Just because it's become relevant again.
People are using Dende quite frequently. I've been playing that deck a bit, so it's definitely something that's coming in.
Absolutely, and then the other one is barrier cards with Android 21's ability. So since her effect is not choosing, you can tap down barrier cards that your opponent has. Some people have referred and said, well, paying energy costs says to choose the cards you want to pay energy cost, but I want to remind everyone that barrier only worries about effects that say choose. It doesn't go into the detail of the rules.
Yeah, that's the key, isn't it? If it doesn't say choose, then it doesn't get affected by barrier. Like Kaba, for instance, who places a card in the drop, meaning it can ignore
what
barrier.
People are saying is that the rule in the rule book for paying energy costs does say choose the cards in your energy that you want to use to pay costs. So people are trying to like go one step further and say, since the rule says choose, that it stops barrier, but that's not how barrier works. Barrier only looks at the effect that's proccing, not.
So they're being too smart for their own good, basically.
They're getting bogged down in semantics a little bit there.
All right, so thanks for those little rulings, and like I said, guys, if you need anything, please go to the Judge Discord and you'll be able to get your answers. The updates will come before the release of the new set, so if you have any issues with any of the rules at the moment, please bear with Bandai. They will fix that soon. So all right,
make sure that you join the Judge Discord if you're interested in becoming a store level judge, or if you want to apply to be an event judge, because we are moving towards an exciting time where we're going to have different judge rewards for what level you are. So, I know one of the things of feedback that we've received, especially from people that have been judging regionals, especially in-person regionals or, higher level events, is that the level 1 judge packs that people get for, working nationals are exact same stuff that the judge at the local shop gets in the tournament kit.
It's true. Yeah.
So it kind of is stinky, for lack of a better word. Other games, the local judges don't get anything. So it's nice that they get something in our kits. But we wanted to create some separation there. So, that's been done. And in a future judge set that comes out, there will be a different reward for people that go to an event offline and judge, and then versus what you'll just get for running a local.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that'll be really nice.
I actually recently judged my first event. It was an online one, but it was the Zenkai Cup in January for Europe. And the rewards were fantastic, to be honest. They recently updated them with Raid and Trade, which is the tournament organizer. And I was really happy.
And that's all been standardized now by Bandai and the company that they're using to run Global OP. So, some guy whose best buddy is with a TO somewhere won't get, triple the compensation that someone else will.
No, exactly. And that's what I was gonna point to that. I was assisting another judge that was a bit more experienced. However, we still got the same rewards. So, we did the same job.
So there will be avenues for more experienced judges to rank up and get more rewards. And we'll be rolling out more stuff after Worlds has come and gone. Fantastic. So we'll have an additional step up test We'll be doing interviews at in-person events, all that sort of stuff that you've seen in other games to drive that.
Is that so? That would be to advance to level 2, I assume.
Yeah, or I'm not sure if we're going to still call it level 2, but yeah, whatever
Oh, interesting.
The nomenclature is going to be. But yes, so there will be, event judge, level 2, and then, the pool of folks that are qualified to be a head judge.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
As well.
So maybe no more level 2 judge cards then in that case, or maybe it'll be something.
Well, for the
new.
near future, there's still level 2 judge cards.
Yeah.
It's just what it means to be a level 2 might.
Of course,
change.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, if you are interested, study hard. It's not an easy test. I will say that.
No, it's not an easy test, but it's also not terribly difficult.
No, of course, yeah. It's not something you can just walk in and do.
Yeah, you can't come in cold. We've seen a good pass rate. It's not. I think the test is very fair. It draws from a really large pool of questions. One of the differences, especially between Battle Spirits and One Piece and now Dragon Ball, is that there's a lot more things we can ask on a Dragon Ball question.
Yeah, absolutely.
The card pool, the age of the game.
If I'm not mistaken, it's a lot. There's a lot more questions in the Dragon Ball test. I mean, I haven't done the other tests, but just from what I've been
not
told.
only is there a lot more questions in the test that you take, but there's a huge bank of questions, so that people won't get the same test
every time.
As everybody. There are a lot of questions in the existing Dragon Ball test about tournament operation, judgment calls, delivering rulings, the kind of soft skills.
Yeah.
So a lot of that's going to get pulled out and moved into the level 2 exam.
Interesting. Okay.
Some of it will stay. We still want our judges to have a little bit of common sense and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. That was I like to be prepared for things, so I did quite a lot of revision for the test, and the fact that I had to revise from the main manual, the tournament manual, as well as the Q&As, it's a lot of material, I think, for especially. I mean, it was the second time I did my judge test because I did it in July as well, but I had to retake it. It was fairly similar, just updated for the Z mechanics and stuff. But yeah, no, you really have to read everything and take everything in, because you can get questions from all areas that I've just spoken about. So
so we'll incorporate Z-Stack into the main test.
Oh yeah, that's the new mechanic,
and pull some of the more intangible stuff out and reserve that for the level 2. As well as build out more questions for the level 2 test. So.
Exciting. So yeah, guys, if you want to get in on that program, being a judge is a very noble thing. We need judges for every tournament. I like to play a lot of tournaments, but I do like to judge as well. So it's just something I've always been happy to do. I do my locals as well, to be honest.
And there's a job board on the Discord. A lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people think, well, I might become a judge, but I won't get picked to do this event or picked to do that event. So there's a job board, and tournament organizers use it to say that, hey, we need judges for this event, that event. So it's a lot easier to get.
Yeah, absolutely. And the tournament organizer that I worked with, they actually insisted on using different judges for the 2 events. I did offer my hand if they needed it, but I actually helped them find someone else to do it so I could play, which is kind of funny.
Well, there's that, and we need fresh blood. We don't want to just have the same people again and again and rely on, oh crap, this person's unavailable, we can't run an event. It doesn't work.
No, I mean, I think that's kind of was their angle, is that they want multiple people they have worked with and are prepared to run the events. So
exactly.
But yeah, no, get involved, guys. It's even if you're not planning to judge a lot, it's a great way to improve yourself as a player, because you can learn the rules, make sure you don't get sharks yourself as well. So, yeah, no, I'd highly recommend reading up. I mean, to be honest, most players don't realize this, but you're actually meant to read the rule book before you start playing, and it's in the rule book that you're responsible to know the rules. So, if you haven't read the rule book, it might be worth looking through it. But yeah, so we got a few more things to talk about before we leave. for today, let's talk about Worlds. It's not long now, is it? It's
no, it's gonna be exciting.
5-6 weeks. Yeah.
Yep.
So what's
not
going?
Even. It's less than a month away now.
Less than a month. How exciting! Do you want to just give us a quick rundown of what's going to go down over the weekend? What you can talk about at least.
Yeah, so I don't have all the details yet, but what's really great is, so this is a Bandai Namco Entertainment event, the Dragon Ball Battle Hour. So there's going to be a lot of stuff there, even if you're just a fan of Dragon Ball or any of the different Dragon Ball games. Like we're going to have Fighter Z be there in a big way. We're going to have Legends, Dragon Ball Legends be there in a big way. The mobile game. There's going to be concerts. There's going to be giveaways. There's going to be all sorts of stuff. It's going to be a very exciting.
It's also in Vegas, which is a very fun place to go.
It's Vegas, so
adult Disneyland.
It's going to be. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm even going to a concert on Saturday night after the LCQ.
Oh.
My wife is coming out. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then wake up the next morning and judge the top 8. So, but it'll be a lot of fun. And we have the LCQ. I think there's still like 2 or 3 spots left in the LCQ. So it hasn't sold out as of filming this video. And the prizes are awesome. Remember, everybody who shows up to spectate or play gets those 3
the compliment
promo cards, the ones that make you compliment each other.
That's one of the most Japanese things I've ever seen in my life.
Right?
I think. It's so sweet.
I already saw players saying that they're going to build compliment ramp decks so that they can play those earlier.
So great.
And then people who actually play in the LCQ will get the full set of Worlds Leaders. So essentially the same prize that was reserved just for the national champions last year.
Wow. That's exciting.
Everyone who enters that 256-man event is going to get one. Plus, of course, the guys who are already qualified, the 7 players that are already qualified for day 2.
And the finals, the top 8 prizes are incredible.
Yeah, so the day 2 prizes, everyone gets that Beast Gohan SCR, which is really sick.
Huge.
I mean, the Apex of Power was a really great surprise that they included last year. So I like that they're keeping with that. And that's going to be pretty limited. I mean, it's really only going to the top 8 players. The judge staff's not going to get those either.
Wow. That's huge.
That's then there's a set of extra cards that's going to go.
Oh yeah, the Dragon Balls, which I thought was very cruel, because how is anyone going to get 7 of those?
Yep. God bless.
One player's going to have to buy them from the other players.
Yeah. maybe one judge.
Ooh.
I don't know. And the other cards that are in that selection, which haven't been shown yet, they're cards that are played. So, maybe they won't be super high on desirability because they're extra cards. I don't know. But they're cards that we still see in decks being used today.
And they're also limited just to the 8. Is that right?
Yep.
Yep. So, I mean, collectors are going to go crazy for a Dragon Ball.
Collectors are going to want them. That's for sure. And then, of course,
they should short someone so there's actually only 7 of the Dragon Balls.
And then including the new metal cards, right? With the bronze rarity added for the first time ever. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool that they're
a bronze card for the third
place,
silver for second, and gold for first. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Huge difference from last year where it was all virtual because of the pandemic and just the logistics of everything.
I'm assuming it's going to be streamed. Is that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who the streaming partner is because it's being done through Battle Hour.
Yeah.
We're gonna have commentators from.
But I imagine the production will be high end because Battle Hour is always pretty high end production, isn't it?
So. Yeah. So stay tuned to get all that information about where you can stream it.
Yeah. Me and my friends were thinking about a watch party because one of our friends qualified in Europe, so.
Sure.
Yeah,
it's going to be a ton of fun. I'm expecting high-end gameplay. The LCQ is going to be intense, especially as we get down to those final couple of matches, and they're really playing for their spot. I'm really.
I've got a couple of friends that are flying over actually from the UK to play in the LCQ. So
yeah, why not? Look, if you got the time and the resources, it's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, exactly. I wish I could go. Unfortunately, it's a bit out of my reach because of work. But
and then I'm going to be back 3 weeks later for Battle Spirits. So
yeah,
be in Vegas twice, and I've been to Vegas once in my life. I'm going to be there twice in the month of March. So.
I'm actually going to be playing Battle Spirits in London simultaneously to you, so
there you
excited for that pre-release. That's going to be that's a fun concept.
I'm excited to get my hands on the cards. They look really nice.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Have you?
Fan of the,
I don't suppose you've had a look at the demo decks. Have you managed to get hold of one of those?
Yeah, I've seen the demo decks. I haven't seen any other physical cards post production yet. Only in printouts. So
I really love the quality, to be honest. Like the back of them with the different colored maps.
I mean, look, it's Bandai. Bandai doesn't skimp in the quality department.
100%, yeah.
It's evident across all their games. I saw some of the new One Piece alt arts, and they look really good. I would like the base art of that game to look a little nicer, but it is what it is.
It's a bit basic, isn't it? But I mean, if you love the anime, though, it's definitely something that you can get on board with, I'm sure.
For sure.
All right, so we got just a few more bits. What's the future of competitive play looking like after Worlds? Are we going to have more Zenkai Cups, or are we going to move on from that?
So it's going to, for those of you that know Digimon and now One Piece, it's going to be really similar. Bandai's trying to streamline across all their games. So Zenkai Cup is going to be, separate from the regular regional season, which has the invites and all that sort of stuff. And that's going to keep going.
Okay, so Zenkai Cup is something that will continue just ongoing.
With the special prizing series. So think about the different event types as being based on the prizing that's given out in those events. So the Zenkai special.
So they're going to keep like the basic promo prizes, but just have a different first prize each time. Like this time, I think they had a numbered promo for the first one, and then a
when we created the serial cards and the uncut sheet last year to get extra hype for the finals, that was the plan. It was to use that stuff throughout the year to make the Zenkai Cup more exciting. And then the promo selection will get updated over time as well. I'm not sure quite when that will refresh the promos that are given out in the Zenkai Cup, but yeah, I mean, it's not going to be the same ones forever.
Well, that's exciting as well, actually. Yeah.
And then regionals is coming very soon. I'll have more information, or Bandai will have more information when they're ready to make the announcements. So there's going to be, at minimum, one online and one offline regional every month in North America, and in the other major regions. I believe that's the plan as well. Can't confirm that 100%.
Well, according to what Bandai have released, the regionals events will start in March. Swiftly after Worlds. So that's
And then we're going to have the first wave of prizing. I think it's March through June, or maybe May. And it's going to be similar, but not completely similar to last year. So there's going to be a whole new chant pack. There's going to be special different prizing for offline events and online events.
That's interesting.
To juice it to reward people for making the trip. And then there's going to be obviously new alternate art cards for top placing.
Yep.
And you'll be able to get play sets of them if you win the event.
So instead of just one pack, now they're going to do full play sets. One.
Yep.
Wow.
So that'll be great. The card selections, new event pack as well. So I can tell you, I've seen the event pack selection. It's dynamite. Some cards in there that have never even been foil. Some cards that are expensive commons that have just been out of print for a while that still see competitive play.
Yeah, that's the kind of news we want. That's what we want to hear.
Yep. And that's what event packs should be, right? You know, I think Dragon Ball's done a really, really good job catching up away from the point where there was, $100 promos that people needed.
Yeah, like the old Topo when Topo first came,
or even the SS3 Gogeta and the Bardox and stuff like that. We've moved past that, either between banning, limiting, or reprints. Leveraging the event packs. So the event packs look really good, and there's some cards in there that I'm really excited to get foil for the first time for my decks.
There's actually a great meme going around about I think it's more regarding One Piece, but it's Piccolo on the floor trying to shoot Raditz, and Raditz shooting Piccolo from point blank range, and it's over Piccolo it's got scalpers, and and then Raditz is Bandai reprints.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So that's definitely a One Piece problem right now.
Yeah, that's what it looks like it. So,
and then I know that there's definitely some interesting cards for the top placers. The alt arts, and then the wave 2 that's going to be for the summertime. I'm really excited about those alt arts, so that's going to be even better. So whatever good stuff comes in wave 1, wave 2 is going to be even better. So
all right,
I'm really
guys,
looking forward to it.
You heard it here. You heard it here, guys. So get practicing. The new season is upon us after Worlds, and yeah.
Yep. And I can say that the new organized play group is doing a really great job bringing on more TOs, getting events in more places throughout the country, and really holding them to making their commitments. So I know one of the big pain points for the community has been like the inability to plan travel to some of the offline events. And I know March is right around the corner. I wish they could have gotten more info out sooner for March. But you'll be able to have information for, the rest of the year.
Ahead of time,
goes live. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's perfect. Because definitely is a bit of a game changer if we can get a lot of notice. Because I mean, most events is normally about 2 months or under, and for some people, at that point, the prices can be too high on travel and etc.
Yes, despite what everyone says about this being a children's card game, which we all know it's not. Grown-ups have jobs and grown-ups have schedules and need to plan out PTO and stuff like that. So the more notice, the better.
Absolutely.
Bandai knows that, and they've been really leveraging the TOs to.
I think if more notice is given and people are made more aware of future stuff, I just think it's going to help more people get there.
Well, and the fact that you're going to be rewarded for traveling to the offline.
Yeah, like you said, yeah.
Are they planning on doing entry pricing?
Yeah, because like they, I'm not sure if it was a new thing for nationals, but they had the flights vouchers, for the top, I think, 50%.
They've done that every year, some sort of travel voucher for the top placers. That won't be part of the regionals, but not only is the pricing better for the top placers, including a very special prize for first place only. At the regionals, I forgot to mention that it's not just going to be the gold stamped version of the champion cards anymore. It's going to be a special prize. They did a really good job doing that. Something that's actually going to be something that people are going to be excited to win and either sell or keep for their own collection.
You're getting me excited. I'm going to start practicing even more immediately.
The entry pricing is better for offline, and it's not to say that the online is punitive. The online is still good. You just you have better chance of getting what you want at the offline regional.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense though, because if people are spending money to get there, then they deserve to get a bit more. All right, so we're going to have to wrap up in a minute. I do have a few questions from the community for you. They're more you'd expect random ruling questions, but they're not really that way inclined actually. So, what color would you say, if you had to put your finger on one, what color would you say would be your main color when building Dragon Ball decks? I know that's hard because I play all colors as well, and it's hard to put my finger on one. But if you were only allowed to play one,
I play Jank, so Jank comes in all colors in this game.
Yeah.
But I got a soft spot for green. I'm an underdog guy at heart. Green is struggling. I'm really curious to see what the Bandai developers have in store for us in the next set coming out, because I remember right about the time they started working on that, I kind of read them the riot act about green. I had a call with them, and I was just like, guys, green sucks. Stop.
I love it. You're the voice of so many green players there. So
but also in terms of holding the mirror up to the other colors too, and showing how much value they get for their cards versus what green gets.
No, I agree with you.
That's really the core of it, right? Green.
I feel like they're scared. They're scared to make green too powerful for some reason.
And that's exactly what it is, because they feel that it has to be hand destruction or anything or bust. I was like, there's so many other things that you can do to make green powerful. And you can also help by stop giving so much value to the other colors and close the gap a little bit there as well.
Red.
So. Yeah, well, I did a little math example for them to show how many cards of value the Sin 8-drop from Zenkai 1 is. I was like,
Yeah.
think about it. Green, you're using one card to discard maybe 2 cards from their hand. Red Sin Shenron is 30k negation, which is worth 6 cards from your opponent's hand, 5k combo each, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, look at that math.
Yeah, I mean,
that doesn't quite balance out.
Green really does need a boost. So if Green in set 4 has the best deck, then I will be pleased. I'll be pleased for all the Green players.
Me too. That would be fun.
So a couple more quick questions before we go. If you could reboot one leader, which leader would it be, and what one card of support would you give it?
Oh man, now see, that's a good question. I have a lot of old leaders that I really, really like to use. Last time I went to locals, I used the reboot hit.
Oh yeah. I've seen a few people playing that actually.
A lot of fun. So right now, who would it be? I would say Yellow Bojack.
Oh, Yellow Bojack, very nice.
Yellow Bojack, give that boy some much needed help.
Yeah, he does need a bit of help.
And then I would make a card that allows them to use some of the newer support.
Oh, right. Like makes the blue cards yellow as well, I guess.
Or something, something along those lines. Just something to open up the card pool and do that. Because, I mean, what we've seen is that decks, when they're given the right cards, don't need a lot, meaning quantity of cards to become competitive.
Oh,
like
yeah.
The most recent dash packs with, like, the Supreme Kai of Time.
Yeah, Vegeta as well from the Annie box.
Exactly.
AOD is now extremely relevant. I mean, Bojack as well, and Trunks Jeter.
Yep.
I mean, Trunks Jeter was relevant anyway, but...
Trunks Jeter was relevant before, and I remember giving them pause, like, do we really want to boost it? But it's really Yellow's most competitive deck right now.
I mean, I came second in Zenkai Cup with the new support with Trunks Jeter, so it's just extremely good support. A lot of players probably aren't happy about it, but I don't mind. Trunks is my favorite, Future Trunks. So
yeah, I mean, look, would I like it more if there was a different yellow deck at the top? But again, the amount of lift that would have been needed to elevate a yellow deck beyond Trunks Jeter right now wasn't realistic with just some promo cards.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's the same thought with like improving on SS4 Gogeta for red. If they do, that would be the end of the game, probably.
Yeah, probably.
All right, so last little one. Will the frequently asked questions and Q&A, will it be getting an overhaul soon? Because there is...
Man, I hope so. I've been talking to them about it for a while, and so much of the issue in that lies from Bandai uses a third party to manage all their websites. So there isn't like a direct person that I can go to myself and be like, hey, let's clean up this Q&A.
Yeah. Okay.
But, I'm going to keep making noise about it, especially now that we have the Judge Discord, which is a pseudo official channel. Mm-hmm. It's not operated by Bandai, but it's meant to be the official ruling channel and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And we could say, hey, these aren't gelling, especially as there are some Q&A entries that are truly outdated.
I mean, there's cards that used to be limited that are now banned, and there's a bunch of different things. So.
Well, not only that, but like there's just rules that have been changed throughout the life of the game. It's a 5-year-old game. This stuff happens.
It has to be adaptable, especially with the amount of rulings there are. So.
I'll definitely bring that back and make another push, but we need to, blow it up.
All right. Well, that's about all we've got time for today, David. We've gone over a little bit, but it's been really great to catch up. It's been a while, and let's have a little catch up after Worlds, and once there's some news on the competitive thing, we can have a chat and talk about some new stuff then. But
especially once the regional stuff goes live, let's connect again. That'll be fun.
100%. So thanks everyone for watching. We hope you've enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for all the support.